Hello, welcome to this video of Tomb Raider 2 Glitchless tutorial. Today is going to be about Tibetan Foothills, long level, Vesky 2. I will drop a link in the description leading to my Tomb Raider 2 glitch tutorial for this level. You will see it's really similar, so I will try to dig into details and etc. But if there is something you can get from what I'm saying, try to look at my Tomb Raider 2 glitch tutorial for this. Because there are only two glitches, it would be really close from my glitch tutorial. So if you have any trouble, look also at this video. Maybe I explain slightly better. I don't know. Maybe I forget something or whatever. Anyway, so let's go. First thing you need to know is that pickups are the same between hard and easy roads. And in terms of medipack management, you will need a small max to get through that level in a hard road. And with the easy roads, you will use a large max if possible. You will see that there is only one pickup that can be different, but it's really particular case because that pickup is really long. I will explain when we get into that. So first of all, we'll start from the deck. Why start from the deck? Because you have a trick that you will have to do at the first frame of Tibetan Foothills. When you enter the first frame in Tibetan Foothills, you need to do a side flip like this to land here. So that's not a glitch if that's your first question. And what it does is it skips you having to slide on here, go around here, and it also skips the trigger for a bird, which is kinda here. Up. So if you slide on here, you will trigger a bird here, which can be annoying for a mag drain later. I will explain to you. So those are the reasons. If you miss it somehow like this, for example, you just keep running, try to shoot a bit the eagle, and go there. It's not a big deal. So how do you do that? It's pretty simple. You press jump and right, and what you do is you press action or enter button of your keyboard, and if you're not ghosting, you should be able to do it. But because my PC sucks, I have ghosting, which is I can't press those three keys at the same time. So what I personally have to do, or you have to do if you have the same problem as I do, is that you need to press enter, and immediately when you press enter, you press jump and right, like this. So you can do it immediately. So that's pretty simple. Press just enter action and side flip. And this is it. This is basically it. So I won't enter too much detail like this. It's just practice it and you will get it every time. What you have to know is that if you don't do it quickly, like if you need to focus, wait 5 seconds to be sure to nail it like this, don't do it. If you don't know how to do it that fast, for example, it's not necessary to do it, because if you need to wait 2 seconds and do this, it's better getting down and keep going. So really, it's completely fine if you don't do it. So once you've done that, up, you side flip, and what you do is you're gonna do a walk run jump, put a flare, and get another jump here. So it's pretty easy. I'm gonna get a save here to avoid redoing that trick every time. So you pull a flare mid-air, curve directly here with a walk run jump, and get a flare cancel. You will have a camera here, so you either are confident enough to do the next jump, or you press quickly the look button while it's appearing. So yeah, you land, pull a flare. Before you land, you want to press walk, forward, and right. So if you do that, you will directly be in the right. Lara will turn slightly before, just when she lands, so it will be easier to get your walk run jump. Because if you don't, you need to turn like this and do the walk run jump, and it's not good. So whatever you do, you keep going to run jumps. You try to go here, you flare cancel. So as you can see, when you will flare cancel, the camera will stop, so it will be fine. Generally, it really depends on the angle you do your jump. So you will realize quickly how it goes. Once you done that, you flare cancel, and you're gonna count 3 step 1, 2, 3 to jump here, jump another time, and keep going. So this is pretty simple. Go here, get your flare cancel. 1, 2, 3, jump here, standing jump, slide on here, and do a flare cancel. So there is a slight alternate way I'm gonna show quickly if I can get it because I'm not good at it. So you just flare cancel. I'm gonna save here again. Up 1, 2, 3. So you do a standing jump and you do. It's pretty hard to do. It's not pretty hard, but for some reason I personally have to. Yeah, that's what you want to do without triggering the boulder. That's why I don't do it, because you can trigger the boulder if you miss, and I'm not confident enough to do it like this. So that's what you want to do in the best world. I'm not gonna explain to it because I suck at it, so no need to. What I personally do is I just do 1, 2, 3, pull another flare, standing jump, do this, and I get almost the same sequence. It's say like half seconds, maybe, probably not too much more, so it's fine. Jump here, curve slightly right to be sure to slide down the right way, flare cancel here, and you can keep going. Undo that cool sequence. Up. Oops, completely missed it. Up, slide on here. Gonna save here again, saving a lot. So this is the sequence you want to do then. It looks really risky, but it's really simple and completely safe. So this is the sequence you want to do. How do you do that? Really simple. Oops. So when you learn flare cancelling, just go to the boulder, do running jumps until you are almost against the boulders, and then count 1, 2, 3, roll here, roll curving a bit to the right to be sure, because if you roll curving to the left, if you side flip, there is a chance that you miss something and you will just slide down this way, and you don't want that, obviously. So, oops, do running jumps, count 1, 2, 3, up. So here I lost health, as you could see, because I didn't curve right when I landed at the flare cancel, but if you do, that will happen. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, slightly curve right, side flip, and when you're side flipping, you just hold, let me see, you hold, yeah, jump forward and right, and you will automatically do the jump. It will be automatical, so just be good. So up, 1, 2, 3, up, roll, side flip, and keep going. Then you try to fit running jumps. Try to get that. This is a small tunnel jump here. This is a really small optimization, but it saves you like 0.2 seconds or something. So it's not too bad if you don't get it, but it's completely free to try. Because if you just go here, you will have to get extra step. You can't fit a third running jump. Well, you can, but you need a specific sequence, and I won't show it here. What you do is you just try to get this tunnel jump, jump here, jump on the right, jump again, obviously. Keep jumping and draw a flare for the next jump, which is going to be first skip of this level, big skip. So this is a jump you want to do, but don't worry, there is a sequence for it. There is not a sequence, but there is easy way for it. You don't have to do it like I do. In my opinion, it's better to YOLO, because if you try to set it up like this, for example, eagles can make you lose time and etc. So this is, I prefer YOLOing, so I'm just going to show you how I YOLO it. So I jump here, 1, 2, 3, up, I grab late, and I do it. So the key for that jump is to grab late. preferably grabbing late. Sometimes grabbing is enough, but I really advise you to grab late. It doesn't have to be too late. Like, it's not 1 frame window, it's like 1 second window or something, generally. But you need to grab pretty late. Because if you don't grab, there is no way you can make it. Did I save? No, okay, good. So generally what's happening is it's always the same. Well, you come from slopes like this. You do standing jump, running jump, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps before jumping, and a 1, 2, 3. Well, either it was 2 because I was really close to the... I realized I was really close to the edge when I landed. So this is, as usual, this kind of jump is like, you see where you land here, for example, and deciding to that, you will know if you have to do 2 or 3 steps. So here it's 1, 2, 3, well, 2.5 actually. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. It really depends where you jump from. For example, here it will be 3, 1, 2, 3. You grab and you're good. So this is the kind of YOLO way. I'm not gonna enter too much detail into that because if you want to do YOLO way, you will find out yourself your way. I'm just explaining quickly my way, so just, oops, failed it. So just do what you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump here. 1, 2, 3. Grab, and you're good. So you should have a flare also, because you want to land and do a flare cancel. So you do a flare cancel, up, you move forward once, and you will be in this spot. Why this spot? Because this spot, you can just do a standing jump here, and you will make it every time. If you do the flare cancel like I did, and just tap forward once, you will automatically get to this spot. And once you get to this spot, you just need to aim at the right place and jump. Up, up, tap once forward, and you're in this position. You turn. Well, if you are, oops, if you are not at the very left of the edge, you turn when you press forward, like this, for example. Like this, for example. But for example, if you are already against the edge here, don't press left, obviously, just press forward and turn manually like this. So what you're aiming for is just a visual point, for example, is just you want to aim at, for example, the shot you have to be lined up with this texture here, and it will be fine. But it's really not precise. I mean, that works, etc. That probably works. So this is really, really easy. You just do the jump and curve right because you're going there. So this is really easy, don't worry. The only reason it won't work is because you're too far. Oops. If you don't have a flare, I'm going to show you actually the setup first, because that's more important on the rear. So you either want to kill eagles or not. So according to the routes, for the easy route, you want to kill 1 eagle if you can. You can kill both if you want to, but you shouldn't really need to. So this is really as you want again. If you want to kill them, if you want to kill them now, just draw your guns, go here, and kill them from here. Undo your setup, for example. This is only, killing them here is only worth it if you want to do the setup safely. That's it. So, how do you do the setup? It's pretty easy. So very easy, very super easy setup. You just go against here like this. It doesn't matter if you're completely lined up like this or diagonal a bit. It doesn't really matter. And what you do is you want to aim obviously here. So to do that, you just simply, you are in the first square here. You position yourself. Try to be high, pretty high here, because You have more chances to make the jump if you are higher, obviously. And just aiming at the block forward you. So you just step back, do jump, grab, grab late, and you make it. It's almost like the YOLO ways, except you just take a step back because you can't do it YOLO way. So you can just do this, jump, late grab, and you make it. Try to aim at the left of the block. Not too much because you will lose health if you go on the block on the left. But landing here needs a late grab, a later grab, so be careful about that. So this was the setup. I've got nothing else to say about it, so let's move on, I guess. So you just land here, step back, jump forward, grab late, and here because I couldn't make the jump for one reason, because I jump from the lower part on the block, and I tried to land on the higher part, so that's why it didn't work actually. So when you do the setup, try to be on the left of this block, and then you will make it every time, like this. Same if you have a flare, your flare cancel the same way, and if you don't have a flare, yeah, that's what I wanted to show you next. If you don't have a flare and you don't want to use it, or you lost one or whatever, you do this. You do the landing, turn here slightly until you are roughly facing this, roll, and do a running jump at the same spot as earlier. It's super easy, you don't need to line up because it's a running jump, so it's pretty easy. One last thing for this place is that if you are completely out of meds or something really bad happened, it's not on the sheet, but there is a backup med here. So if really things went bad or whatever, you do the jump, you go down here, and you pick up that med. And then you climb back up again. So this is really slow to climb back up. So that's why I don't write that med on the sheet, because it's like 15 seconds or something pick up, which is completely not worth. It's really a big backup med if you really had trouble. So let's keep going. We're gonna see the skidoo. So you do this, line up, and you go here. By the way, we jump on the left here because if you are going for the normal way, you're gonna trigger two guys here. So you don't want to do that. And then you ride the skidoo, and you go this way. So you just turn and go there. Nothing really hard. Then you're gonna run on that guy. This is important because on the way back, if you didn't kill him, he will shoot you, and you don't want that, obviously. And then you are in this area. We're gonna skip a part of this area by just doing this thing. Well, not this thing, obviously, but just this thing. So if you want to YOLO it, it's just like this. Up. So to YOLO it, it's pretty simple. You just go here, go until you are on the left of this ramp here. You turn, well, it's hard to explain it while doing, but when you're on the left on the ramp, you turn here, and you get the boost here from the ramp, and you will make it almost every time. It's just a matter of practice, you will realize it quickly to YOLO, so turn here, get the boost, aim at the wall. Aim at the wall here, because if you don't aim at the wall, you might fall. As I'm gonna try to show. If you don't aim at the wall like this and try to step back, try to speed down, you won't make it like this, for example. That will happen, for example. And this is really bad because if that happens, you need to go here, here, and do the thing again. So yeah, you don't want that. You don't want to do that either because you will slide. The slide is something about the skidoo you will realize quickly when you will run with a skidoo. It's pretty bad, but you will know when Lara will slide or not with a skidoo when you will practice This is not something you can really explain. It's dependent on the situations. So, if you want to YOLO again, you just turn here, get the boost here, stick to the wall, and turn, and you're good to go. If you don't want to YOLO, you just... This is basically the same way, except you stop at some point. So you just go here, for example. You stop here, you turn, and you just do the same thing, but with stopping. So this is not really a setup, this is the safest way to do it. Whatever, you turn here, you want to go here, and stop here. So this is pretty simple. And then you turn here, and you do this jump. So this is pretty easy jump, but I'm going to explain quickly again. At least try to be quickly. So you just stop here, turn, move forward. Try to be on the right of the block, because if you are on the left of the block, like for example here, this will be way harder to make the jump because you want to be on the right, and if you tap left, that can happen if you try to angle left. So you want to kind of be on the right or in the middle of the block you are to do the next jump. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Oops. Sorry about that. So yeah. Let's go here. Tap here. Up, up. So if you're on the right of a block, well, if you're too much on the right, that will happen. I should say before it to avoid redoing everything. So up. So here you are on the right of the block, and we stop here, so it's good. And then you're gonna line up. How do you line up? It's pretty easy. You have this this blue glass or whatever it's called, and you can see it a bit here at the right of Lara's shoulder. So what you want to do is you want that blue texture be right after the block. It's really not precise. It's really not precise, but when the blue thing is a bit after the block, as you can see, this is the end of a block, and now it's right after it, you can just go for it and you will make it. If you're a bit more to the right, that can happen and you will explode and die. So you have to be careful about that. And if you are aiming a bit more to the left, that can work, and that is more lenient if you are more left than right. So you do this and you keep going. Not gonna explain too much about it because it's just it's really that simple. And if you don't like that visual, find your own. And then you keep going here. I'm just gonna explain one quick thing here. This is just trying to avoid stuff here. Oops, bad save. So you go here, and what's happening is if you try to be fast, that will happen. For example, you will lose health, and also you will be pushed back by an invisible wall or whatever, like this, for example. So you want to avoid that. To avoid that, it's pretty simple. Don't use the boost. Just don't use the boost here. You don't use the boost, and you will never get it. Also, try to be on the left of this block. Oops. Come on. Try to go on the block on the left if you want to avoid that block from happening. So if you're on the left of this block, it will be fine. So you keep going. I suggest you to not use a boost at all in this sequence until you get kinda here. Why? Because if you use a boost, you will likely get a boost from something you don't expect, and you will fall in the pit, which is coming later. So if you speed up all the time, for example, that's typically what can happen. I got a boost from a ground somewhere, and because I got the boost, I was boosting, I couldn't stop at all. So when you get to this place, just get to here, and here stop your boosts. do this part, go to the right, and then use your boost again there. Yeah, again, sorry. And then you're gonna go against this wall and stop suddenly, so you can leave a skidoo from the right. This is important because you're just gonna need to side flip and get grenades for both roads. And then you just go to the ladder and climb it. And then pull that lever, do a back twist, roll, don't grab, just press action when Lara is landing. I'm gonna do it again because it wasn't bad. It also depends where you park the skidoo, obviously. If you park it right like I just did, it should be alright. So up. So here, oh, actually I didn't park it correctly, sorry. Yeah, the good parking is, so here the skidoo is a bit too much on the left. The best parking is this one. Why? I'm gonna show you why. Sorry about that glitch, by the way, but it will be a bit faster. So when you will get down like this, just press grab and she will immediately go into the skidoo. So this is slightly faster. Oh, should have waited before saving. So yeah, so this is the whole sequence, what it should look like. Oops. Well, not exactly what it should look like, but at least I didn't die. Up. Backflip, land on it. Get to the ladder, climb it, pull the lever, and do exactly what I did. Back twist, roll, and grab when you're about to land. And then you will have to choose between doing a safe way or a really, really hard jump. So if you can't do the next jump, don't worry. It doesn't save too much time. And this is really hard, so... Oops, it was a bad direction. So this is the jump you want to try to do. Up. So this looks pretty simple, but this is really complicated. So first, the safe way, just go here and go around the map. Just boost and kill the guy. You shouldn't explode, even boosting all the time, so it should be fine. Try to kill that guy and keep going. So as you can see, it doesn't save too much time. So I'm gonna explain it quickly. And if you want to do that jump, go to the glitch tutorial because I explained it in detail in it. And I will explain it here, but I won't enter into that much detail I did in glitch. So if you try it and you can't make it, go to the other tutorial and check it. So what you do is you just press forward and back. Forward and back, no, sorry. Back and left, so you go here. Once you're turning off like this, you're just gonna go forward. You can boost if you want slightly to save some time. And then you're gonna do this. So, there are a couple of things you need to know. First, you need to, the higher you start your thing, your jump, the better it is. But you also need to avoid that pillar here, because if you hit that pillar, obviously you won't make the jump. That's normal. So that pillar here. So if you want to be high, but if you are stopping too high, oh my god, come on. If you are stopping too high, you will hit the pillar. So be careful, because obviously you can make the jump. For example, you can even make the jump from here. But you will realize it's way harder than if you are higher. You will realize it really quickly. So you want to go roughly here and get a boost. So here I didn't get the boost because I stopped because I tried to explain and etc. So how do you get that boost? It's pretty easy. Just face the... Try to go facing the slope on your left. And then you just turn right until you face the place you want to go. And then you go forward and you use your turbo. So this is basically how it works. So go forward, aim left, turn. Once you face it, press action and press forward and action to get the boost. So this is roughly how it works. So again, up, face the left, turn right, and here, because I didn't face the slope enough, I couldn't get the boost. I will explain later. So turn here, and here you get the boost. So here it was really close because I didn't get a good boost, and to get a good boost or not, it only depends of when you press the boost button, to the turbo button. You want to press it early, but if you press it too early, obviously something bad will happen. Like for example, oops, if you press it right now, for example, that will happen. So you want to press it when you know you're gonna be able to jump forward, like not hitting the pillar like I just did, but also you need to press it as soon as that situation happens. So for example, if I wait too much, I will lose momentum like this, and even if I get a boost, it might not work because I lost the momentum with the skidoo. You need the skidoo momentum to be able to make that jump and get the good boost like this. For example, here the skidoo didn't lose momentum, so it worked. But if I wait a bit, for example like this, I can still make it, but it will be much less consistent because the boost won't happen every time. So that's why there is no setup for it. Like you can't just go here, turn here, and get a boost. First, because that can happen, and secondly, because you having a momentum with a skidoo is important for that jump to be consistent. And also, if you want to set up, it won't be faster because obviously going around and doing the safe way is obviously not that longer. So this thing is not worth at all when you start. So this is really advanced strat. So I'm gonna stop here, showing to you one last time, and we will keep going. And again, if you want to know more about that, just check out glitch tutorial if you can't make it after with the explanation I just did. So this save like 4 or 5 seconds. So when you start, don't do it. Don't do it at all. So you keep going here. You want to stop boosting because if you boost all the way through, well, that won't happen here because I didn't boost already. But if you boost from here, you will explode every time. So you want to avoid that. So you want to stop. You want to go here and stop the, well, not like this, but you want to stop the boost, wait until she get down and reboost again. Then you kill those guys if you can, no problem. Do that jump, nothing really hard. The next part is not hard at all too, just drive here. I'm not gonna enter into detail into that because I consider this is pretty much basic thing. You just don't want to drive a skidoo here to not get hit by boulder, and that's pretty much it. Just want to make it and just don't get hit by boulders. Keep going, try to park the skidoo around here. Not too much forward because some bad things can happen when you will flip map the map. And get down from this snowmobile and try to do this. So this is pretty simple, but it can be really trolling. So if you power snowmobile here, there is a kind of sequence. You turn, running jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you land here. But of course, it depends on where you park the snowmobile. But if you park it around here, you will just have the opportunity to turn, do a running jump, and you will be close enough to jump. And you basically need to jump from here. If you jump from here with a running jump, you should make it. Okay? So the purpose is to just jump from here. Not from here because this is lower place and this is further. From here. And try to aim at that corner. If you miss it somehow, like this, just roll, go back here, and try to jump from the same place. There is no magic thing. And you make it. And then you turn here, do a standing jump, another standing jump, and try to fit as much running jump as you can in this area. Like this. And go on that slope. So the way I did it is a bit risky because you can have a glitchy situation where you just drop down the pits and it's rip. So if you want to be safe, just jump a bit more to the left and you will have to shimmy 1 or 2 times more, but it's safer. And then you climb here, no problem. You turn, try to jump here on this slope, keep going, and go back to go to the key. So this is really important that you get the key quickly, like this, for example. So why is this important? Because if you miss it somehow, like if you land here, whatever, then you try to do here, what's happening is the guy in the skidoo will come and it can be really messy. So, for example, if you miss it like this is bad because you roll, you can even miss it again, for example, like this, so etc. And the guy will come and it can be really bad. So you want to really land on the key, like this. And then go to your snowmobile, go in it, turn, wait his shots, and go again. If you don't wait until he shot you, or try to shoot you, and you try to go directly, I'm going to show you what can happen. This is really bad. If I have the opportunity. So if you go forward. So here I was lucky, but what can happen is you can be stuck against him and he's shooting you like hell and there is almost nothing you can do. It will push you around everywhere and it will be completely shitstorm. So be careful about that. Just land on the key calmly. Go to your skidoo, turn, wait for him, and go. Also, one other thing, so that's what I mentioned. So if you park the skidoo a bit after, like here, when you will climb, you will have to turn and travel a longer distance, and the range can be a bit different. So that's why you want to park the skidoo on the side of a block where there is a key. That's the only reason you do that. And also because it's faster, because you have less distance to travel with Lara. So you turn, wait for him to shoot, and go. And you do the exact opposite of what you did earlier. So here it was really poor, so I'm gonna redo. Also, I might cut here because I feel like it's starting to be laggy for my game. I will see. So you go here, you do exactly the same thing as in the weigh-in. So you go here, do the jump the exact the same way, doesn't change anything. So I won't explain optimizations about that level with Skidoo, because this is just, there are small optimizations you can do with Skidoo, but you just be careful, and when you start, and everything will be fine. Or you won't get exceptional times, but you will make it every time. Just be careful and be confident of yourself. I know it might look like a bad engine, but if you are confident, half of a job is done for the level. Like really. When I started, I really couldn't trust that level, and I saved everywhere, and I was like super scary about it. Practice it, and get confident about the skidoo. And once you get confident with skidoo, you will make it. You won't have silly death. Of course, when you start, you will have some silly death because there are some spots you don't know where you can explode or not. But in general, if you are confident, you will make it. So, anyway, you come back here. If you haven't killed that guy, you will probably kill him here. If you had done the skidoo jump after the ladder, this guy will be alive so he can shoot you a bit, and if not, you will probably kill him on the way in. And then there are two ways of doing the next jump. I will quickly show this one, which looks a bit risky, but it's generally fine. But for beginners, that's totally not the jump I recommend. So this is more a bit advanced. So you stop here, and you try to aim between the two eye blocks. But you want to do it fast. Why? Because if you're not doing it very fast, what's gonna happen is you will be as slow as the safe strat. So it's basically be pointless. So you just want to stop here, up, aiming here roughly, and go for it. So you just stop and aim between the block like this, and you get boost and you go for it. You can also completely YOLO it like this, but this is if you really want your run being optimized, because this is way harder if you don't stop it. And the other way is actually super easy. This is this. So this is the fastest you can get it. Oops, well, obviously it doesn't work. It's supposed to. So if you want to do it fast, that's what you're supposed to do. So you basically need no lineup if you want to do it fast. And this is actually pretty easy. It will work like almost every time. Like I failed it, but it's like I haven't failed it for like a month or two doing this way. So this is really the safest way. So what do you need to do? You go against this wall here, turn, and try to aim the same way you aim between the two spots. And you will make it every time here. The reason it's safer, because people might not understand, it's that the block on the left is lower than the block on the right, okay? And because from this spot you come from the left, you won't be disturbed by the block on your side. I'm gonna explain better. So for example, this one, even if sometimes, if because you come from the right and because the higher thing is on the right, sometimes even if it looks good, so here it will be good because I'm really left, but sometimes because you are on the left, for example here, well here it's my fault, but there are some cases where because it's a higher position, sometimes it will look like you will make it. So here I made it, but sometimes if you slightly curve because you realize your angle wasn't too good or etc., if you do that midair, you can be stuck by this higher ground, by this higher block, and yeah, it happened, and basically it looks like you add the space to make it, but because of hitboxes reason, because you're sliding a bit and etc., you won't make it. And that will never happen with your other strats. Why? Because you are aiming at a lower block. So for example, if I'm here, that will happen. I won't get blocked by the block, kinda. I will go slightly on it, and I will still make it like this. And that won't happen if you come from the right, because you're going to the higher block. So that's why. So here obviously it won't work, for example, because it was garbage. But if you aim too much left, it will still work because you will get that animation. So here it was too much already, but for example, if you aim here, it's supposed to be too much left, but because you have this animation, it will work. So that's why it's safer. And that's why it's way more lenient than the other one. So you just go for it and keep going. And then you have two ways of doing the next part. One, which is safe. You go here. Go here. So as you can see, this can be really messy because those are small spaces where with weird grounds and etc. With some place you can make jumps like this. So you have to be careful, but this is the safest way. So you go to that hole and you keep going this way. So here is a bird, so it's good. If you see a bird on your way back, this is good because that means if you didn't kill them, but you won't need to kill any. So the other solution is this. Go here, and get that. So this is harder, but this is still easy. So you go here, you get boost, and you try to hit your skidoo against that ramp here. So there's a ramp here, and try to just hit it to get a boost and go to the right direction. Sometimes if something is bad or if you don't hit it, you will explode. That's why it's a bit risky. But it will almost never happen. Like it happens at maximum 10% of the time when you don't really know what's happening. But if you just go here and get boost, you will make it every time, as you can see. Just go in the channel. You don't want to boost too much in the channel because if you boost, you will lose some health like this. So you want to save a bit of health. And then you just boost this corridor and it will work every time. So you just stop the boost here, take the boost again once you reach a corner, and you will get it like this every time. So you choose whatever you want, you go here, and you get out of skidoo. And then you go there, and you come back to the hut with your key. So sometimes that leopard can aggro on you, so just go through it and hope. And if you haven't killed eagles yet, this is your last chance to do it. Because generally there will be eagles on top here, like here. So you just do a back twist and try to kill them. Or if there is one in front of you, obviously kill him. So you need to kill one only. If you haven't seen any on the way back, obviously with a skidoo. So here I don't need to because the other one is later. So I'm gonna explain to you why we need to kill one. First, I'm going to cut the video because the game is lagging. Okay, so the reason you want to kill a bird is what we call murdering. So basically what's happening is there are 3 enemies that are gonna come after we pull the lever in the hut. And the problem is the game can only angle a certain amount of enemies at the same time. What that means is that if there are, for example, 6 enemies on the map, the game will despawn some because it can't handle more than I don't know if it's 4 or 5. I think it's 4 actually. It's 5, I think actually. I'm not sure anymore. And what it does is it despawns the enemy that is further from Lara. And if 2 eagles are alive, and if there are 3 thugs coming, the thugs are coming from further than the eagles because eagles are flying around the hut because it's Lara's position. And because of that, one guy might despawn. And the problem is that when you will get out of the hut, you will have two guys shooting you normally. But when you will get close to the guy that despawned, what's happening is that somehow every shot he wanted to shoot at you, he will shoot them at the same frame almost, or it will kind of drain you because of that story of despawn and stuff. This is pretty technical, but that's basically why. Because this guy despawn, he can drain your health like hell. So here I am unlucky because I can't show you the merc drain, but that's the reason it happens. So because there is an eagle on the way back, because I saw an eagle on the way back, I don't need to kill the other eagle because I know there is going to be only one close to me. So I won't have a problem of despawning guys, and I will be able to do my level normally. But if you didn't see any eagle on the way back, that means there are probably two around the huts. That means if you don't kill any, this drain can happen. It doesn't have to happen, it's really up to RNG, but it can happen. And if you kill one, you have no problem with that. There is only one exception. It's if you trigger the eagle at the very start of a level because you failed the side flipping. This eagle will also be around and can also make you have a merc drain. So if you trigger that eagle, you will need to kill two eagles to be sure to not have merc drain. So here I don't need to, so I keep going. Use the key, do a side flip and go pick up the M16. M16 ammo. Up, go here. Oops, that was bad, but whatever. Pick up here. You can go behind the table and pull that lever. And you just draw your guns, go quickly pick up those med pack. And important, if you are not confident about movement and you fear about missing that pickup, like you will not be close enough to pick it, so you'll have to sidestep or etc. Pick those ones before pulling the lever. Why? Because enemies are coming. And what's happening is if you miss it, you need to sidestep or whatever. That can happen, for example, and they will block you. So here it went really well. But sometimes they can block you in front of a door, it can be a mess. So if you're not confident with movement, just pick up medipack before. Oh, and I forgot to mention something. Well, I will mention in the end of the video there is a backup med in case you really are on med. I will mention later. So yeah, you pick it up, just go around here and start doing running jumps again, and you will be good. So this guy, for some reason, took forever to come. It's not supposed to happen. They are supposed to come, all three of them at the same time, but whatever. You're gonna prepare your M16, use a med if you have to, and you're gonna do running jumps and face the M16 Skidoo RNG guy. So that's what it will look like. Well, that's not what it should look like. So here, that's how the fight should look like. And you get to the Skidoo. So how does that work? It's pretty easy. There is a safe, well, it's not, my way is like 100% consistent. Well, maybe not 100% actually, 99% consistent. There is only a couple of cases where you have a bad RNG doing what I just did. So it's a bit YOLO, but it works every time. There is a kind of way to be sure to not miss the jump here, because if you miss the jump, you will get down here and it can get messy. So you don't want that. So if you really want to not miss the jump, what you do is just go here, walk here, turn here, do a standing jump, and do the same thing. I will explain to you how. But what I realized is if you do that standing jump strats, there are more chances that you get trolled by the RNG. So it's not too much. Like instead of having 1% troll, for example, you will have like 3 or 4%, for example. Those are random numbers, but it's still really consistent. It's just a bit less consistent than what I do. But this strat is really easy. So did I save again? No, okay. So that's the safe way to make the jump. You just go here, turn here, standing jump, and you keep going. So for example, this RNG is bad, for example, as you can see. So here I'm pretty unlucky. But if you use that sequence I'm using, that RNG will never happen. So what is that sequence? It's actually pretty easy. So you want to jump on this slow ceiling here, another range jump, count 1, 2, 3, and go for it. So again, once you cross the corner, jump on the low ceiling here, jump again, come back to the left, count 3 step and jump, and do the strats. I'm gonna show you the strats after. So here Lara probably missed a couple of shots. So that's what I do. Through the corner, 2 running jump, 1, 2, 3, add a running jump, and go for it. So that is the sequence to get to the place. Now what is the strat itself? So the strat itself is just really easy. You just jump, so 1, 2, 3, and when you land, what you do is once you land, you automatically and immediately start pressing walk, so you walk. And you don't want to do it before you land because that will happen and that will be really bad. So if you press walk before you land, that will stop your M16 and that will be really bad because, well, here RNG is really good, but if RNG is a bit not merciful, you will get trolled. So you want after you land, you start walking and you come back to the right of the block and you will be good. You also want to start shooting early to be sure you hit him as soon as you can. So because if you don't do that, if you wait for him to appear like this, for example, if he comes back to you like this, well, not like this, but when he comes back to your place on this spot here, what's happening is you will lose the lock here. And when you will lose the lock, you will have to turn and shoot at him again. And sometimes it can get messy too. So just be careful about that. But you want to kind of shoot really early. Just come back walking to the right here and it will work every time. So when you do the range jump, you should be on this block here, and you will come back like this walking. So this is just how it is. This isn't simple. And I'm gonna stop explaining that because this is really just what it is. And then it's just up to RNG if you are lucky or not. So when you start, I recommend still saving for this because bad things can happen. And if you're not going for a save for this, start with a strat if you know how to do it. And if you see RNG is behaving weird, save. And if it goes bad, you can just reload and try something else. But that's basically it. So jump here. And this is exactly the same strats also forgot to mention, this is exactly the same strat if you stop here, do a standing jump here. This is exactly the same strat. Then you jump on the skidoo, wait for it to be completely, so the skidoo is completely stopped, because if it's still running while you try to get in, even though there is no enemy in it, it will insta shot you. So quick look at this. So the next thing is this. So it's pretty easy. I don't have anything to say about that. Just stick here, stick to the left of it. Oops. Stick to the left of the block and keep going. The reason you want to stick on the left is that you can't directly, for example, you can't directly do that. Well, you can, but there is a chance you explode. So you don't really want that. So just go here, stick on the left of it and keep going. And then last part is you're gonna have to be careful slightly, because if you are rushing, you can explode here. So here I didn't, but sometimes if you get a boost, you boost on the ground, you will go down and explode. So this is just unlucky and just praying. So when you get down to it, if you don't want to explode, just tap forward, don't hold it, and you will make it. Or if you just want to keep going forward, go on the right here, and then go back on the center, and you will never explode. This is not slower, but this is just alternate strat. So you go down and you kill those two guys, so you just shoot them, nothing special. So depending on their RNG, it can be good or bad. And you keep going here. Get off the skidoo. If you're close enough, you can side flip. Here I can side flip, for example. Well, almost. I can say if you're a bit closer to a block, you can side flip here, land, and instantly push the block. But if you're too close or too far, you can just run and go here and push the block. So you need to push it 2 times. And there are 2 alternate strats for this place. So if you are not careful, there is a trigger for guys, so you can't jump on the block because you trigger guys here, and you can't either go here. You can't either go here because you will trigger guys. There are 2 ways. One is slightly slower than the other. It also depends if you are here pushing the block or here, because the first strat, slightly slower, is to standing jump here and keep going here, and you avoid the trigger, and then you keep going. But obviously, if you're here, side flipping will not be possible, so you have to step back, go here, and keep going. So this is first strat, and the second strat is to go here, jump on this block, and keep going, and you avoid the trigger too without a glitch, and it's slightly faster. So how do you do that? You just go against the slope here. You can run, it's no problem, you won't slide on the slope. And you just aim at this block here. And you want to keep going. Be careful. Just be careful about something. If you curve left anticipating you're going left, you will trigger the guys. So even if you stand on the tile. Well, not like this, but because Lara will be for a really short time on top of a block where there's a trigger, it will trigger guys like this maybe. No, okay, it still works, but there are some times where you land. Maybe it's actually when you side flip. Give me a second. No, well, whatever. But it can happen. Just be careful to not trigger guys, because if you trigger guys, they will be likely to drain you a med, so just be careful about that. Just jump here, keep going, and you can fit 2 running jumps before going to here. So just can fit 2 running jumps if you don't go directly to the place like this. So here I slide down, so you need to be straightforward when you go to this place, because if you don't, that will happen. But if you go directly, it shouldn't be a problem. Like this. So yeah, and for the side flip strat, it's just 2 running jumps. I think you can do 3, 1, 2, 3 here, and you need to delay slightly. And then there is this jump, so you can either YOLO it, so when you come from, oops, no, okay. So you come from here, you can either YOLO it like this, you just need the late grab here, and the right direction, and you'll make it. Or you can set it up, so to set it up it's pretty simple, like completely simple. Oops. If you slide on here, there is a recovery strat if you haven't saved, climb, and do a back twist to the right here, and you will recover. Well, it's not really a recovery, but yeah. So this is really easy. You just go against that, slope on the left of the camera here, and just do a running jump forward and a late grab. What you want to do though is, I think you can go straight forward actually. Just gonna test it. Okay, actually this is slightly different. So that's good, I checked actually. So you want to aim a bit to the right, because if you don't, if you are aiming a bit to the, like here for example, you will fall on a solid ground. Even if you late grab, it won't change anything, like this. So you want to aim a bit to the right, like here, and just late grab and it will be fine. It really doesn't matter, like you can even angle like here, it should still work, I think. Yeah, like this. So as long as you late grab and you're not aiming too much left, it will work. So yeah. So that's pretty much how it works. And this is the end of Tibetan Foothills. So again, saying it again, 1 large generally for easy roads and 1 small for hard roads. And yeah, maybe more for beginners, so you'll have to pick up extra meds everywhere that are not on the sheets, but I suggested during the tutorial, but it should be fine. And that's Tibetan Foothills. Next level will be Barkang. It will be super long, so hope you enjoy that one. As usual, if you have anything to ask in the commentary section, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.